The sound of breaking silence. Myra once believed marriage was a sanctuary. When she married Edwin, he was soft-spoken, thoughtful, and full of promises. But those promises turned into broken glass the moment alcohol touched his lips. What began as sharp words evolved into slammed doors, and eventually into bruises she hid under long sleeves. The first miscarriage happened after Edwin shoved her against the kitchen counter for forgetting to buy his favorite beer. She cried for days, but Edwin brought flowers and swore it was a mistake. "It won't happen again," he said, voice trembling. She believed him, but it did happen again and again. With every lost pregnancy, Myra felt a part of her soul fade. Her womb bore his violence like her skin did scarred, grieving, empty. The neighbors whispered, but no one intervened. His family turned blind eyes. "He's just stressed. Be patient," his mother once said when Myra showed up at her doorstep. Blood trickling from her lip. Myra endured, until one rainy night shattered her silence for good. Edwin came home late, reeking of alcohol, rage dancing in his eyes. He accused her of poisoning his food, slapped the plate from her hand, and struck her belly hard enough to make her collapse. At the hospital, the doctor confirmed the inevitable: she had lost another baby. This time, she called the police. Edwin was arrested the next morning. The neighbors finally saw him handcuffed, his head bowed in shame. But Myra's relief was short-lived. His family stormed her home that same afternoon. "You didn't have to ruin his life," his sister screamed. "You knew how he was, why provoke him?" His mother spat. "You couldn't even carry one child. Maybe that's why he snapped." Myra stood silently as they hurled accusations, her hands trembling not with fear, but with something unfamiliar strength. For the first time, she wasn't alone. The law was on her side. Her wounds were documented. The police officer who had interviewed her said, "You're brave for speaking up. Don't let anyone guilt you." Still, the guilt haunted her in waves. Could she have left earlier? Could she have saved the babies? But one morning, weeks later, Myra stood before a mirror and didn't see a victim. She saw a survivor. The bruises faded, the silence lifted, and the air felt a little lighter. Edwin remained behind bars, awaiting trial. His family kept shouting, but their voices grew quieter each time she refused to engage. She joined a support group for abused women and found solace in their stories and in sharing her own. In time, Myra smiled again, not for anyone else, but for herself. She knew healing would take time, but she also knew that silence was no longer her prison. Her voice, once buried under fear, had become her weapon, and she would never let it be silenced again.